chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Zero takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more.
Well, hello everyone. Sorry about the delay in getting this thing started. It just the comedy of errors. That's called John. That's all I can say. I don't know what more. I'm tired of apologizing to you guys for lateness and technical errors and stuff. So please forgive me. I want to try to make the best of this show that we can. So if I seem to be a little bit uptight or frustrated, this is exactly why. But of course, you guys didn't tune in for any of this. So you guys tuned in to hear about reselling. And my frustrations really aren't about reselling. It's really about my YouTube operation. I'm not too happy with it. Reselling for us, though, has not been great this weekend. It was pretty consistent up until that point. And it's like, well, look, we're talking Easter here, so it's not that big of a deal. And if I seem like I'm looking all over the place, I'm talking to you guys frantically while trying to get everything set up again on the screen. I just didn't want you guys to wait again. But I do want to show you, just give you an idea of what I'm talking about with my sales. So let me get to that real quick. How are your sales, guys? And I know I asked that question a lot, but isn't that why we're here? We're not here to, I guess some of us are here for the fun of reselling. Really, for me, it's about making the money. How are your sales? And so if we're looking at this, and I'm using StreamYard, by the way. OBS Studio took a dump on me, and I don't want to blame it on OBS Studio because everything was working until I tried to adjust this camera. So I'm not going to blame it on that. There we go. So here is what we're looking at. Now, this is for this month over month. I'm only up 2.9%. But if we're looking at this year, and I like to show you guys this report for this year, we're at up 8.3% at $39,000 for the year. So we're up a little bit. And then 521 items sold, which is down by almost 10%, and up to 74.91, which is up by 20% on the ASP side. So that is good stuff. And then if we look at my sales for today, there's no sales today, and we had one $90 sale yesterday. So Easter is outperforming us here today. So not sure what's going on with that, to be honest with you, but we know we're gonna keep plugging along. But I want to know how you guys are doing. Jenna's back.
Hi.
And again, lots of stress over here. So hopefully you guys are doing a little bit better than I am today. So how are things with you guys? And Jenna, why don't you kind of give them an update on things for yourself?
Well, I got back on Saturday, later afternoon. I flew in. John picked me up at the airport, and I was so happy to be home. So happy to see my bestest friend again because I missed him. My sister is doing great. She's healing good. It was a rough recovery, I guess you could say. It was took a little longer than we expected. I had to do a little finagling as far as getting her out and moving around in order to get her to start her body to recognize that she needed to heal. So we did that. We had, a couple of different times where we went to the store just for a little bits of time. We did a little bit of shopping. And then the day before I left, we went to San Clemente, California, which is where I was born. And that is where my dad used to surf when I was a young kid running around on the beach with my sisters. And my dad was an avid surfer. And when he passed away, we we didn't, but his ashes were thrown into the ocean off of about a mile out from San Clemente Pier. So me and my 2 sisters and my 2 nieces went and had a nice stay at the beach, and we just threw flowers for my dad, and we haven't been able to do anything like that together in a really long time. And it really was something I needed. I don't know why I'm so emotional, but I was very grateful to be able to have that time with them and do that on Friday. So, but I'm happy to be home. I don't know why I'm an emotional person. In the last 2 days, I've been going through some kind of spiritual something, and I don't know what it is, but I'm very emotional. So if I cry, I cry. I'm not sad. I'm just going through something. I don't know what it is. But anywho, I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys, and that's about it. Lindsay's doing great. Everybody's healing and doing way better than 3 weeks ago. So
well, I struggled for the most part without you here. It's not the same without you here. You add an element to it. So but guys, I really, this is going to be one of those live streams where I had a lineup of stuff. I had to literally had to reboot my computer twice for this silly webcam to work. So it's working now, but it's nonetheless, if you'd have seen the level of just comedy of errors that were going on. I haven't spilled my soda trying to get this thing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like one thing after another. Oh, literally, guys, I'll share this because I think we need a comedic moment.
okay.
I rebooted the computer and I went to walk out to refill my water while I'm waiting for the computer to reboot, and my shorts fell off my ass. So I bought size 38.
All the way down to the ankles.
Yes. I'm like, I mean, is there anything? I mean, this is just a comedy of errors. Like I got mooned while I was walking to get water. Or pants. I got pants. It's like, what the hell is going on? And so I'm sitting there pouring water and my pants are on my ankles.
Oh, and I got my hair cut and
so that's a little bit better than my story.
That was fun. So I'm super happy about that.
Oh my goodness. So
got to see my old hairdresser who used to do my hair when we lived in California. So that was really nice to be able to catch up with her too. So yeah, so it was a great time. I had a good time in California.
Yeah, and so hopefully the rest of the show will go a little bit smoother than my trip to the water thing. So
and since we're doing updates, I'll give you a little update on Tyler. Tyler is in basic combat training in South Carolina, and he is doing great. He's doing much better mentally than he was even a week ago. I get a call on Sundays. He gets, as long as everybody behaves, they get phone time. And so I was able to get a little bit longer. Yesterday, I actually talked to him. I think it was 20, 30 minutes or so. And he's doing great. He is going to be recycled. And what that means is he's starting over. Basically, because when he got hurt in the second week, he has 2 fractures in his left knee and 1 left fracture in his right knee, and it's from running. He then was compensating one side over the other because he was on crutches. And so that has really thrown a wrench in the whole training. And he's able to participate to a degree, but not the full extent. And so they are this is a big week for them. Starting tomorrow, they are doing a 96-hour training, which is called The Forge. And they take all
sorry, I'm just trying to get.
They take all of the training that they've done thus far, and they put it into what they call it's called The Forge. and they are doing, they will be using their weapons. They will be using all the tools that they've utilized or been learning how to utilize, working together as a team, and just everything that you can imagine when you go into war that they've been learning. They will be putting those those tools to the test on starting tomorrow. They don't come back from the forge until Friday. They will be out in the woods, basically doing it's almost like a make-believe battle, kind of like if they were going to war. So other than that, he's doing great. And
okay, there you go. I was wondering when you're going to be done. I was going to fire up your own camera, but you just
shut your mouth. He's sassy today, guys.
I gotta be. I mean, really, I just I don't know. It's you guys that keep me coming back, because honestly, I was like, I'm about to just say, shh, I'm done. I'm done. It's kind of the kind of afternoon I've had. I took 2 hours to get ready for this thing, and then for the last 10 minutes for it to, like, my light didn't want to work. I had to unplug that. It's like, what's going on today? So
the light went out, the mic went out.
The mic didn't go out. The video
wasn't working.
You didn't like the video was on, and then I tried to move the video cam, and then the video cam fell and unplugged, and it wouldn't go back on. So here we are. So no, you guys didn't. There's like 90 people here watching the live, so I know you guys didn't tune in to hear my problems, because I'm sure everyone's got their own. But really, it's, I'm fired up for reselling. I was out there. I've got a couple pretty nice units. These are the full size. One's a Roborock. One is a darn it, what is it called? Well, they're like Roombas. Eco, yeah, whatever. But it's these are the full mopping, vacuuming units, and it looked like someone just bought each one of them, tried it out, and maybe they had to pay $500 or $600 for these sets, so they just sent them back, and they sent them back with the packaging. I almost thought they were like open box, but I can't sell them that way, because there's I did have to clean them up just a tad. They tried them out and they sent them back. So all's good. Those will fetch me about $300 to $400 a piece. So, all's good there if I can get some sales. But we're going to keep plugging away nonetheless. And you know what? It's the adversity that you just got to learn to just overcome. I don't mind screwing up. I don't mind making mistakes on the eBay side or on the YouTube side. I don't like wasting your time. That's the part that really gets me. I got all the time of the day, but maybe you don't. And the fact that you guys are here with us hanging out is quite awesome. Now, there's a video that was put out today by Kevin Commonwealth Flipper that was talking about, and I think he was talking about somebody else's video, because I didn't watch the whole 30-something minutes. Flipper, I think. And he's talking about how eBay is broken beyond repair. And I got to tell you, while I believe that eBay has many, many flaws, it is certainly not broken beyond repair. It is broken to the point where it is not optimal. So eBay really has a lot of work to do when it comes to making sure the site, basic things work on the site, but optimizing it. By now, you'd think that they would have this thing going, but I mean, it's just a comedy of errors all the way around. But for someone to say, well, I got my account suspended, permanently suspended, they make a video, and Kevin wasn't the one that got suspended. It was someone else that he was talking about. But for them to say, well, eBay, blah, 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 it's broken. No, it's not broken. Now, maybe AI implementation, looking into what's going on, could be a little bit broken, and it's not optimized because of that. But there's usually something going on with your account if you're getting suspended. And at the very least, or maybe this is just because I know my way around the phone systems, I'm getting someone on the phone when I get my account suspended. This is what happened to me a year and a half ago. Was it a year and a half ago or 2 years ago? My account was suspended for a Vero takedown due to over-the-counter prescription stuff that shouldn't have been. Totally AI-driven. Took my stuff down multiple times to the point where, okay, you've been warned too many times. you're now suspended. So now I'm getting on the horn. I'm talking to somebody, getting them on the phone. And I finally got a supervisor on the phone, and I made my case and I asked them, look, tell me exactly what I did. And they did. They were able to tell me. And I said, well, this wasn't me. This was you. This was your AI. And guess what? They reversed that suspension to 1 day. Well, it was a day later by the time we got it resolved. So they immediately turned off the suspension. And due to the end item sell similar that I implemented, it came back immediately. Items started selling back on my account. So I'm thinking that maybe the course of action shouldn't have been to make a video telling everyone how broken the site is because you had your account shut down. It's very, very functional. We're making money. Now, on the flip side of that coin, and I wish I could find it again, I had it in queue and everything. I had a viewer reach out to me because of the original video, and I'm going to share another weird thing with you too, but an original video that I put out that was talking about the magical AI implementation of taking the photo and it just creates a listing for you. And on that video, we tried to do just that, and it didn't work. Left a lot to be desired. And this person said, "Oh, it works for me. It speeds up my listing." And it almost felt like an eBay shill was commenting, to the point where I just pretty much had to laugh and said, well, I appreciate the remark. I said, I'd love to see your listings if you're just relying 100% on this tool, because it's not ready. It is not ready for production. Now, the concept is great, but eBay is not ready for photo AI listings, not yet. And even a year and a half later, they're coming back saying, oh, it's ready. It's not ready. Weird thing happened to me about 20 minutes before the show. I got a message from somebody. They said that the shower transfer, now this isn't a shower shitter chair. This is a shower transfer seat. So basically it's like a bench, and you can, it basically is designed to, one side is on the bathroom floor. The other side is actually in the shower or the tub itself. So you can transfer your body into the tub without falling on your ass, that kind of thing. And that wouldn't be a fun visual at all, would it? Couldn't be any more fun than me going to get water. So this person says, "Hi, the Medline transfer bench is missing the support handle. It's not disclosed in your listing. I bought this item with hopes that it would be used today. Very disappointed." I'm like, we check every one of these. I don't remember seeing a handle sitting around, because sometimes, you forgot to pack something. It's happened before, like, oh crap, I forgot to put the manual in here. Yeah. But no, we didn't have a random handle sitting around. And I said, that's odd. We inventory all the parts before we list these. The bench is only supposed to have a handle on one side. So like when you're getting in the tub, one side, but the other one's not, so that you have room for your butt to slide onto the thing. And said, "I'm sorry if this is what you found when you open it. Please open a return. I'll be happy to take the return. My apologies." And she sends me a photo. I don't know why this is not showing it to me. Maybe she deleted it, but she sends me a photo of this thing put together without the one side handle. And I'm like, yeah, that's not good. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you a refund. If you received this chair in that condition, now, mind you, we get these in all the time. So I went to go look. I couldn't find it. We did sell this. I have this chair. She actually sent me this message on an open listing that's up for sale. Active listing, one of one. There's not a multi-quantity listing. There's only one offered. I only have one, and it's in here. It's still in here. I went to go look the last 90 days. Not only did I not sell a transfer seat in the last 90 days, I haven't sold one to this person. I checked everything, and I replied saying, "Are you sure you got me?" No, it looks like she went in and deleted it, huh? She deleted. Oh, there it is. No, she didn't. There it is. So this is the picture of the chair that she sent me without the handle on it. It's supposed to have a handle on one side where you know, like a handle. So she's sending me these photos, and it's like, I said, that's odd. We inventory the parts, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, why did it come up twice like that? It's coming up twice. And that's weird. But nonetheless, I said, are you sure you have the right seller? We haven't sold it. We have one available, but we haven't sold this seat. So has anyone come across that? Now, she hasn't replied back to me. Did you tell her that I told her that I should tell her to just, just go leave a negative feedback. Because she's got me, I hate to do that to another seller, but just to see what she would do. No, it's it's a screwed up thing. I didn't sell a transfer. I still have it. So she bought it from someone else. So maybe she couldn't find the sold. So she went into a search and then clicked on my item and then sent me a mess. I don't know. Anybody have any idea how that could happen?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Very strange.
Yeah, very strange. Now, I do want to kind of go over a couple things. Then we'll get to, those who have actually persevered through my ramblings and my technical issues. But I do kind of want to go over some comments that we received. It's sort of a thing that I like to do. What is this? I don't know why. What is that?
Let's not start clicking on things.
Oh, I'm not trying to click on things.
Might disappear. I mean, it could be for the good, but I don't know.
I'm just it's just crazy. I'm just kind of over it all. But I'm trying to find where I can share my damn screen. I think that's what it was, but I want to show you guys some of these comments. So here we go. I'll try to blow them up so we can see. So Persona the 8th sent me one about 5 hours ago. And I try to make some heads or tails of this, but it does bring up something to talk about here. I had 2 laptops listed, and it was brought from international buyers that looked like scammer accounts. My listings were purchased within the hour, which was a red flag. I don't know how that's a red flag. I canceled one immediately because the buyer had an odd username and never communicated with me prior to purchasing it. Okay, guys, how many items have you sold? I don't care to anybody that they don't reach out to you and communicate with you before they buy it.
I mean, why would they?
Right. So that is like, I mean, if anything's weird and a red flag, it's this comment. I'm sorry, Persona the 8th, but I'm sure Persona the 7th wasn't this irrational. And I hate to say it that way, but you cannot run a business this way. If you start checking into their usernames, because eBay assigns some random usernames based on your name and all this stuff, you can't do that. You're going to make yourself crazy. And this expectation that the buyer should communicate with you prior to purchasing it. And it doesn't matter if it was from Vietnam, it basically had poor communications. We get that all the time. Immediately asked for cancellation after I already processed the label and tried to lowball me on my original offer. Well, we all have our opinions about lowball buyers. I canceled the orders 3 times and the label 1 time, and my account was in negative standing. Now, I don't know if maybe you canceled that. See, there's always more to the story. How do you get negative standing because of 1 transaction?
Yeah.
You don't. I ate the return label cost for the second laptop because it was already processed. Not expensive, but I'm pretty much shaken up how I thought eBay was going to dig into my account on something I never sold, confused and annoyed. Just want to sell and not get scammed, man.
There's not a lot of sense coming from it.
There wasn't a lot of sense coming from it, but there's too many things that just make me go semi-crazy. If you're trying to run a business, you cannot worry about things like this. And if you're worried about things like this, you need to start sending your items through eBay International Shipping Program, because once you ship it to eBay, that's on them now. If you're still selling international without going through International Shipping Program, you're opening yourself up for a lot of this stuff that you're concerned about. But even then, most of the items I've ever shipped internationally have not been scams.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you don't judge someone on their username.
Yeah.
Second of all, can you go back to the comment so I can see it?
What do you need to say?
If they're not messaging, who cares if they're not messaging you? They don't need to. I don't reach out to nobody when I'm buying something. I go in, I buy it, and I'm done. I don't send. What do I need to send a message if I have no question?
Now, to cancel orders 3 times and then the label 1 time, are you saying that you've canceled 3 different orders? Now, if you're canceling 3 different orders and you're not using the right reasons, you're going to get hit each time with a defect, and that's kind of on you. It's sort of like doing things without understanding what you're doing and then going, well, what happened? I get buyers that do that all the time. They want to leave a negative, or they want to open a return when there's no reason to open a return. They just got to contact me and I'll help them how to set it up. Here's another one. Now this is a little different, but this is from a different video. This is from that video I put out about what's going on with this location, about my fun time selling to Puerto Rico. Just a heads up to resellers, anything over 12 ounces shipped to Puerto Rico, Ground Advantage will not arrive by plane and will arrive by ship, which will take about 3 weeks. If you offer priority, it'll arrive by plane in 3 to 5 days. Blocking Puerto Rico from purchasing is a mistake. This is something I was considering. The most grossing retail companies that sell the most are in Puerto Rico. Example are Pep Boys, Advanced Auto, Costco, Sam's, Walmart, Marshalls, Burlington, to name a few. Puerto Rico has a huge customer base. Consumer base, whatever, same thing. Happy selling. So what's your guys' take on selling to Puerto Rico? It's a video I put out, and it just seems like lately I've been getting more of the problems seem to come out of Puerto Rico, and not just necessarily, you know, like opening a return problem, like item not received problems.
How do you know it's coming on a ship? Why would it come on a ship?
Because anything that you have designated as ground, you have to send, it cannot be in the plane. So there's only one way to get to Puerto Rico, and that, well, 2 ways. One's by plane, one's by boat. So being that the ground packages have to stay on the ground, cannot be in the air.
I get that.
So, I mean, how else do you want to catapult? What?
No, I think I'm just confused.
Okay. Here's another one. So put your comments down below on that. And then the last comment I want to share with you. Don't have the actual video that it came from, but this viewer says, I have done well on eBay in the past over time, but I built a niche and specific market. Eventually, I built my own website and ran both eBay and the site for a while, kind of sort of like how Josh Galt's doing it. I dropped eBay because of the average purchase size and order frequency. Do understand that I spent thousands of hours working and honing my own site. I did not leave eBay due to hatred or frustration. I was just no longer a good fit for my business plan. The work and the process are the same on most platforms. However, I enjoyed your video today. The secret sauce is work. You both add the reselling. So this was from the video with James and I did on the live on Friday. But it makes you wonder, so many people have reported good success with like Shopify to the point where this person's left eBay altogether. So has anybody thought about leaving eBay? I'm sure many people have, but actually left eBay and just listed exclusively on Shopify. And honestly, did you notice a huge difference? Were you getting more sales? And why wouldn't you leave both avenues open so you can get sales on both sites? So I'm just kind of curious about that. So let's see who we have now. We have Henri Squaws here with us. Nice seeing you, Henri Squaw. And we have
Squaws first.
Well, it's kind of my fault because I had to start up a second stream. But Keith is jumping in there second on both times. Brenda is with us. Brenda Smith, nice to see you. And Derek W. Pat, nice to see you. And yes, Keith, I was kind of, it's just something's got to change here. It's not like I was scrambling around like, oh, I'm late.
No, he had everything set up. And I said, hey, can you fix the lighting because it's more on the yellow side? And he went to click on the color and everything just fell apart.
Yep.
So I guess I won't say a word about the coloring.
We got Pensacola Flippers with us. Thanks for being here, Pensacola Flipper. Jovial Juggler says, getting busy just before live can take a bit longer when we get over. But here's the thing.
No.
This is the thing, Jovial. You might have been able to get busy before the live, but you still made it here in time. So thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing. James says, these old people do not know how to use tech. I tell you, it's
one thing after another with this.
I literally have a webcam. I literally have a second webcam right here.
I just look at this and it's just, to me, it's very chaotic.
Pink says, hello, John and Jenna and the chat. Nice
hello,
to see you, Pink. Let's see, Henri Squaw. Howdy, everyone. Pink says, great. This 70-year-old brain still works okay. pretty well, it does. Pickle, so John not realized he not hit the go live and sat there chatting away.
No.
If that was my problem.
Yeah, I kind of wish that was the problem.
Yeah, Carlos says, woohoo.
Woohoo.
Let's see. We got Wendy's Wanderings, Books, and More. No worries, deep breaths.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I tried to
it's
keep
not the end
telling
of the
him, and
world.
he told me just to not say
You guys don't understand how important it is for me to value your time. To when I'm late somewhere, I don't like it. It's not so much because I'm late; it's because I'm somehow inconveniencing somebody. It's just respecting your time, and I don't want to disrespect that. I think there's sometimes people will. I've been on lives where they just casually, they're just having a conversation 10 minutes late past their start time. I'm like, no big deal. And then they go on late, and I'm like, wow. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful that you don't at least address that and apologize. Let's see. Deborah says deep breaths. Bear's with us. Good morning, bro. Don't worry. Be happy.
hello.
Nice to see you, Bear. JRKR says mine were really good over the weekend. That's good. And it wasn't like, look, Friday and Saturday. I mean, if she had a decent amount to ship, well, she did ship my Whatnot Nightmare out too. So, Junk Trader Nissa, my sales were not good. And I'm talking both. Actually, my second account wasn't very good either. But today, I mean, what about today? Sales on the other account?
I don't think so.
I haven't.
We have two.
Two?
Huh. Two. Oh wait, no. Why does it
one list your items so buyers? It wants me to finish drafts. There's reasons for that.
I have one sale on mine.
Jovial says, no worries, John. You two are worth the wait. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're able to keep yourself busy the 15 minutes before we actually came on. It's great to hear.
15 minutes.
That's pretty good. Logic C says, hey, John, 3 deep, slow breaths while reminding yourself stressing about a thing doesn't help with a thing. Let's have a great show. Let's have a great show. I just had more stuff to share with you guys. That's all.
Yeah, he had it also. He literally had it also.
I'm like, honey, I'm going to have to reboot this whole thing. And I know what that means. I'm going to lose all the tabs that I had open to share with you. Honest cost says, my sales are not up to standard. Why not? Now, you mean up to your standards or your account is not up to standard? I hope the account is up to standard because that could have something to do with it. If not, Wendy says, Easter weekend, not great for me.
Yeah.
Well, we had a nice ham and some mac and cheese. Was pretty good. Pretty good. Watched a subpar movie that we were told it was an outstanding movie.
Sometimes you just can't trust.
Anybody see the movie Novocaine?
Novocaine.
Well, it was somewhat entertaining. It was not outstanding. It was not outstanding.
But it was the production was a little more cheesy than I like.
Oh, it was everything I thought it would be, but it was. I'm like, okay, well, she says it was a great movie, so I guess we'll watch it. I mean, how could it be great based on that? But okay, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Brenda says, on time away for vacation in PA, no sales.
Wait, on time away for vacation.
So I'm wondering. I hate to say it, even put it out there.
Don't say it.
I won't say it. Did you leave your phone at home? Or did you bring it with you?
Or log out of eBay or something.
Don't ask, my sales are shit. Only Shopify made $450 this week. So that's okay. So you do have the Shopify and the eBay.
Ooh, I like your logo on your profile pic. So
you have the Shopify and the eBay. It seems like you're doing better overall on Shopify versus eBay. But again, you are selling into eBay US from Japan, so that could have a little something to do with it. I'm curious if you had the same items and you were in the US selling, if you'd have the same struggles. Chastity says, hey again. Nice to see you, Chastity. Derek W. Pat says, did pretty good this weekend. 7 sales and 1 sale today at noon.
Sweet.
Better than me.
Yeah. I feel like, I guess we can just chalk it up to being a holiday.
Yeah, I'm not panicked about it at all. I'm just going to get out there. Like I said, I've got some pretty big ticket items that I'm putting up. Put one up. Well, the other one's in draft mode. I just got to launch it. And then, we'll probably list a little over $1,100, $1,200 worth of stuff today on the main. So we're just going to keep doing that. Wendy says, hello, Jenna. Great to see you. Nice to see you, Wendy.
Nice to see you too, Wendy.
I had someone send me a comment. It's one I didn't share. I was going to share it, but I just was running out of time to do that. But they said it was a comment on a video that I made where I was talking about at some point, people watch my older videos, and that's fine. I hope you do. But they're talking about how they tried selling liquidation and it didn't work for them and it ruined their account. And they,
how can it ruin your account?
because there's so many pain points. You have, well, their argument was these items were returned for a reason. Okay. So let's say they were returned due to non-functional. Okay. I can take those items. I can either take multiple of the same, make functional units, right, and part everything else out, or sell it for parts or repair. But usually customer return units are simply sent back because of maybe they changed their mind, maybe sticker shock. Oh, I just got through spending $600 for this vacuum, like the ones I have out there. And while it works good, I think we can do without a $600 vacuum right now. We'd rather pay our car note. There's all kinds of different reasons why people choose to return something. I mean, just look at your own life and think of the last time you returned something for something other than not working properly. I'm sure that we've all done it. Oh, I don't like the color. I don't like how big it is. It doesn't fit in the spot that it's, I designated. I'll get the smaller one, or I'll get the different. So they send it back and they rebuy the one that they really want. I mean, we do our share of returns on Amazon, not because we want to, but because Amazon, we do Amazon returns because that's where these returns are coming from. They're coming from Amazon. Joe says, happy, glad you're home safe. We missed that beautiful face.
I missed you guys too. To be honest, it's very difficult to try to watch and be involved in the chat and everything. I was busy picking up my nieces from school, shuttling them around. I've got a 4-year-old niece and a 15-year-old niece. So obviously very big age difference. So schools are different areas. And so trying to watch you guys and participate in the chat, sometimes I just dropped off because I was getting either driving or being pulled in another direction.
But you were partying a little bit the last week. You're having a good time.
There was no partying. I don't party. Okay. Those party days, they be over.
No, what I mean by partying, you out at Hobby Lobby.
Okay. That's not partying. That's getting my sister out of the house.
When you're in your 40s, that's partying. I hate to say it. That's
Okay,
some people.
Okay.
Some people live for that.
Well, I love to shop, but that's not the reason why I was there.
John Jones says, good afternoon. Nice to have you back.
Well, thank you, John Jones.
Keith says, this weekend sales picked up a bit and hoping it picks up more only with sales today. One from the like button. There you go. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what stream you might have hit the like button on, but this one is the one that counts. Christopher Nutter.
Just do it on, if you did it on the first one.
I don't know.
Do it on this one.
The link between, there's a conspiracy because I think I'm kind of proving
tinfoil.
That here it goes. If you hit the like button on my channel, eBay gets this extra traffic going to your items, and you get that sale.
And vibes and
that's right.
Prayers and hopes.
Let's see. Christopher says, lot small sales. Jenna back.
Yes.
Chassis says sales were okay, but not my usual weekend sales.
Yeah, it was a pretty light one. I mean, I even started shipping earlier in the evening yesterday because we're trying to make some changes with our health, starting with going to bed earlier. Why are we frozen? Mm-hmm. Starting with going to bed earlier, and I have been very successful in doing that since I was in California. The kids obviously go to bed early for school and we get up early for school. So trying to incorporate that when I got back home, it's different. It's harder to do here.
Joe says, howdy again, John and Jenna. Nice to see you,
Hello,
Joe. Reader Rippy says, made my biggest sales weekend ever. eBay is great for me. Maybe it's your items. Maybe it's my items.
Maybe it's your items.
Yeah, it could be. But I would say you'd find that realization after long periods of time without sales.
Yeah.
So then that's after, end item sell similars. No, that's not working. Maybe I need to end my markdown sale and start a new one or whatever. Ours automatically end and start every two weeks. If that doesn't work, maybe your prices are too high. So got to go check your prices. And then you check, and for me, I'm selling the same type of items that I've sold the last 2.5 years with that have had good success. So I've had good and bad days, and I'm just chalking it up as a holiday. I'm not, and like today, I don't know why today I'm not making sense.
Yeah, and if for some reason it turns out to be our items, we will adjust accordingly.
Logic Z, I don't know if he told you, but he cried a lot while you were gone.
You know,
I didn't cry at all, but nonetheless, I did miss her.
he made it very clear he wanted me to come home.
Well, you know, it's stay for as long as you need, but once it's time, it comes time to Party City or not Party City, but Hobby Lobby, it's time to come home. Paul Rose says, hi, John, Jenna, good to have you back in FA family.
Well, thank you, Paul.
Real Timeless Vintage says, Jenna, you look younger. I guess be with your sisters, take the stress away.
Well, it didn't.
You got her hair done.
It didn't take the stress away, but I did get my hair done. It does bring me great joy and peace to be with my sisters. My sisters, I raised them. And so when I was 12 years old, I was forced to be their caretaker, but now it's a choice. And I will choose it every day for the rest of my life as long as I can.
Logic Z says, Jenna, that sounds hard for the most rugged individual. No need to apologize about being emotional. That's the human thing to do.
Thank you.
Paul says, you look amazing. I think it done you some good. And Wendy's Wandering Books and More is laughing. Maybe about the
no, it was a commando day.
It was a commando. We had a little backup action, but it's like, I'm just sitting there at the cooler going, you got to be kidding me. My one hand's on the button, the other hand's holding the cup. It's like, there's nothing I can do. And it's like, it was just, it's one of those things where you get enough stuff happening, you just start laughing. Because what can you do?
That's what he did.
Jenna, crying cleans the soul, so everything's fine.
It does. I don't know what's going on. It's over the last couple of days. I am very emotional.
James, that can't be true. My shorts dropped down to my shorts dropped down to my ankles once at the Goodwill bins.
Oh my God, I would die.
So nobody was here, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But it's like, I specifically went out and bought these shorts for this summer because it's like, okay, all these years I've been.
Do they have a drawstring?
No, they don't. They don't have a draw. These are actual golf shorts, and they have this button, zip up, fly, and all that stuff. But I've for years been wearing size 36, and I said, okay,
wow,
I gotta fight. I gotta fight this whole thing. I should be at 37, so I bought 38s. Well, these shorts aren't agreeing with that choice. Flipping from the trailer says, hey, you're a better half back. Good to see you, Jenna. And hello, John.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Joe wants to know, how's the new TV working out? I like it a lot. I mean, when I want to watch a video and I want to watch somebody that's not up on my feed, you know, when you go on your TV and you look at your feed and you got to go search, you got to go and look for the A, the B, the C, the D, whatever. And then, you know, all that stuff to find the person. I could just talk into my remote and it'll find the person and chat and search. So it's so much easier. And whenever you can simplify things, it allows you more time to do other things. Paul says, John, and my pants fell off. It's an old one. The trailer says, just got my iPad in the mail today, getting it all set up for district. We'll be doing shows on there soon.
Oh, so cool.
So my experience, and I was going to make a video, I still will, but I'll give you just a brief rundown of my thoughts on it. I think that's the last Whatnot show I'm going to do. The reason is it doesn't make a bit of sense to me. I haven't talked to Beard. I talked to Archie about this after the fact. And in the settings on Whatnot, it gives you the option to select anything under £1. You can send Grand Advantage, you know, U.S. mail. Anything between £1 and £5, you get the option of priority or priority flat rate. And then over £5, it gives you priority or Ground Advantage. Now, for the life of me, Why do they not allow you ground advantage from 1 to 5 pounds? It doesn't make a bit of sense, because most of what I was selling was between 1 and 3 pounds. So that forced every buyer that bought my items to see a $9.21 shipping cost underneath my starting bid of $2 and sometimes $3 for what I was selling.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think that it's it's not fair to the buyers. I've not experienced that as a buyer on Whatnot. So, but I also haven't bought on Whatnot in a long time. So I've never seen a shipping cost start out at over $9. And even when he was on that live doing the show, I was in the settings trying to see if I could fix it. And you can't.
I mean,
it's the only option.
I don't mind the 11% fees on the sale. I don't mind the format. I mean, I'm comfortable with being in front of a camera. What I don't like is feeling like I have no control over, and I feel like it's a sticker shock that people who may have wanted to support the channel and say, hey, I'll buy this $2 item off of you. We're just like, yeah, but the shipping's a little bit too high.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it would turn me off as a buyer.
And it makes it look like I'm making money off the shipping, like I'm gouging somebody. That's the way I felt. And it's like, you know what? I know that over at District, no matter what platform you're selling on at District, you have flexibility to go on and set up the shipping however you want. And you get a little bit more time to do so. So
yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, we weren't selling anything that was all that big or all that heavy, and every label was running out at $9 and what, 21 cents or 61 cents.
I'm having a weird time right now. My vision is like something's wrong. It's like, you ever go to the eye doctor and they put that thing in front of your eyes and they switch it to something like really extreme? Well, my vision was doing that just now. Like I'm like not able to really see. Mike Jesus Spotlight was on my store this weekend. Did 2 times my normal.
Nice.
So you had that
the
lighthouse effect. Yeah.
was on you.
Well, someone needs to go and like smack it, because it's like not. It needs to turn over here.
The broken sprinkler.
Jovial says, once you hit 50, John, it's all pants down from here. Won't be long before you give up on the pants and walk around in just your tidy whities. No, I'm going to start wearing some damn suspenders. I mean,
oh, no, you're not.
Shorts. Logic Z says, we'll be happy to have you. It's a great little community. It's been very active the past month. So
yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah. Well, you'll have to let us know when you get up and started, and send us a message and let us know so we can come support you.
What's your SO? My SO?
My SO is
and I were taking a tour.
No, it's a relative.
Security officer?
No.
My SO and I were taking a tour of the local
significant other.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, maybe her significant other is a security officer, and I were taking a tour of the local fire station, and his shorts fell to his feet. Thankfully, there was furniture in the way, so no one saw much of anything.
Oh, no, that would be terrible.
But what if someone would have walked around and, like, as he's pulling his pants up? That would have been a weird one. Paul Rose, I think you were just copying Mark Hamill on that award show. Barris, I pushed the like button. I guess the like button works same as your camera. LOL. When it wants to?
Yeah.
Because it's working now. I just... Primos, we just got back from errands and popped onto the tube to see lovely self. Jenna, that looks cute too. Welcome back.
Aw, thanks, Primo.
Nothing like you telling me I look cute there, James. I appreciate that.
I got you guys looked cute today too.
Logic Z says 85 watching, only 6 likes. We could do better.
I know. Let's go, guys. Likes.
I don't know. Do I deserve it for making you guys wait?
We have 61.
Do I deserve any likes by making you guys wait? That's...
Honey, you do work hard and try to give the best.
But it isn't about try. It's either do or do not. Oh, there is no try. He says, you're not allowed to quit, John. We won't let you. You're the only reason. You guys are the only reason why I haven't. Honestly, I felt very discouraged. I'm feeling discouraged just seeing And when you put out videos that you think are halfway decent and they get no views, it's like, well, this tells a story. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to give up that easy. Flip It Good says, Jenna, I had a similar experience, but with my husband when he passed. He grew up in Hawaii. An outrigger paddled us out in the ocean and we scattered his ashes. It was very healing.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. A big ship, probably the same type of one that you guys had, the outrigger. We as children stayed on the pier with like my aunts and my grandma, but my mom is the one that actually poured his ashes over the ship.
Paul Rose says, not at all, John. I'm just skipping through the rainbows here. Oh, look, a moon beam. Don't worry, pal. And because of that comment, Logic Z says, Paul is a leprechaun, confirmed and verified. I can just see him right now running around with a box of Lucky Charms. Keith says, hey, John, you're not wasting your time. Our time. We got you yesterday. You get your tech issues, but we just chat and hang out while you work it out. No stress. I keep promising you guys I'll figure it out, but I wonder if I can even do that anymore because it just seems like the comedy of errors. And the comedy of errors, I guess, kind of bailed me out in that I had set up this StreamYard for a 7-day trial because I wanted to have Kevin Commonwealth on for the Profit Playbook podcast. And it worked out. So fine, I'll do the 7-day trial. Well, I forgot to cancel the damn thing and it charged me $45. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm stuck with it for a month. So this is kind of our backup. I do want to get OBS Studio working right, but I really think that I just got to get a new video.
I think we need a new video camera, and I'm not talking a cheap one. This guy likes to buy what's on a deal, or he's cheap. Okay, let's just put it out there. He is very cheap, and he will buy anything that has decent reviews but is at a lower cost. So I think
this is a Razer Cairo Pro camera.
It is not working well for us.
Yes, but this is not a cheap camera. This is a Razer Cairo Pro
It may
camera.
not be cheap, but it's not working with our systems.
So I'll just get the one where it.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh.
No how.
Flipping from the trailer, so that guy from Kevin's video pretty much got himself kicked is what I took from it. You know, whenever you see these videos pop up, and now this guy's like 600,000 views. So I don't know the guy's backstory. I know Kevin was being careful. This isn't slanderous, blah, blah, blah. I have no clue. And I'm not talking about this guy's situation. I'm saying in general, when you see one of these videos that pop up like eBay bad, usually there's the part of the story that is not being shared. So something's going on.
Flipping from the trailer says we are all cheap. We are resellers.
Yeah.
I mean,
it isn't like I went on Amazon and started like making lowball offers. They don't even have that option.
John is on a little farther on the spectrum when it comes to buying anything.
Bear says, yep, me too. I'm done with Etsy. MF 300 listings, 12 sales in 4 months, moving everything to eBay. Scares me to list on eBay, have to a different audience from Etsy. I don't sell on Etsy. I don't have the right kind of stuff to sell on Etsy. But if I did have the kind of things that you had, I would be trying to tackle all the sites. I mean, it isn't like, oh, I can't handle, and I'm not saying just you, Bear. I'm just saying in general, for those of you who are like, I'm on Etsy, but I'll just take everything to eBay, or I'm on Posh, but instead of having it on Posh, I'm going to go over to eBay. The problem here is we're trying to get sales. So it isn't like we're getting just slammed by all, oh, Etsy's killing me in sales. I don't have any time to deal with any more sales, so I can't push it out to other sites. I would say if you're looking to get more sales and you're struggling with sales, I don't care how you do it, find a way to get your items on other platforms, and it only may add 10 to 15% more sales for you. But that's 10 to 15% more sales than you'd have to deal with. That's why I haven't given up on Bonanza. I'm still on Bonanza, even though I think it's kind of funny that out of the blue.
Have you checked it?
I haven't checked it. But maybe I'll do so later. Mark Sedek says, hi, John. Welcome back, Jenna. We all missed you big time. I need to tell you, Jenna, the live is not as good without you.
Oh, Thank you. I was kind of feeling bad because I felt like, as soon as I mentioned anything about the light, that's when the shit show started. So I brought home the shit show and kind of was feeling a little bad about it.
Now, you're not allowed to say anything about anything. Just
Yeah.
chill.
Sometimes I try to help.
And then I'm sitting there trying to set up the camera, right? And she has no idea about OBS Studio and how it works. Hey, you might want to hit that button, hit that button, hit that button. I'm like, Jenna, I said, I know what to do. This is
it said activate camera.
Right. It wasn't working. I even hit activate camera just to make you happy, and it didn't work. Jovio says eBay and Google must be feuding because Google is showing that guy's YouTube thumbnail right next to the eBay info. Stock price on the right of the screen this morning. Anyone else see it? So I guess we're talking about the video that Kevin was covering about eBay is broken. I didn't watch that video. I mean, I just took Kevin's word for it, but there's usually something missing that's never shared. Real Timeless Vintage says, John, what the heck is the user agreement on eBay? They told me to agree or close the account. Okay, so this is the segment where Jenna goes out to put our guy in shock, literal shock, because I hope it's our regular carrier. No, it's our FedEx guy. Oh no, that means we're gonna have to go to the post office today. Usually, he says he'll try to be here by 4:30. So if he ain't here by 4:30, we're gonna have to panic. But I'm gonna do a video, Bear, on the user agreement that came out. I went actually through and started reading it. Now the changes are simply that if you have a problem with what's eBay has done to you in your account, you cannot sue them. You have to go through an arbitrator, one of their arbitrators. And from what Grok had told me, that usually that process, the arbitration process, is kind of weighted towards the company that's setting all this up. They have their own arbitration process. So they have to be doing something majorly like shady that is being like brought to light before an arbitrator is going to side with you. So I'm going to make a video to kind of go over it for those of you who want to know, because I think there's a lot of us that really don't know what's in the user agreement. And I think there's a lot of things that are interesting that make you think about stuff that's in there. So it's a video I'm going to do a video tonight. I don't know what video I'm going to do for tomorrow, but that's on my list. We got Richard Spinowski says, welcome back, Jenna. And thank you for being here, Richard. Mark Sedek says, tell you something scary. That could be a number of things in this video. Andre Squaw says, yes, I have had that happen. I just advised them that I did not sell the item. And that could be why she has not gotten back to me. I just think it was very, very strange that this person, it's an item that I sell. How else did they find me? But just maybe someone that looked it up in search because they couldn't find their purchase history. And I'm like, are you sure you didn't have the right, you don't have the right seller? I don't see any transactions with you, and we haven't sold one of these Medline transfer benches in the last 90 days. So, I don't know. That's crazy. Jovial, payments are back now that I can see. So I guess Jovial's having some problems with the payments or payouts. Mark Sedek says, I made a sale today to someone who just opened the account today, but what is scary, they ordered 20 of the same item that I have. It's interesting. Well, I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of times people will, they're directed to eBay from a Google search, and they have no intention when they first set out to find that item to buy on eBay, but maybe Google search, that link took them right to eBay. They use the guest account or whatever, and they bought the item. I wouldn't put a lot of stock into that. Logic says, Persona the 8th, much like so many others in the community, run their businesses ego-driven instead of professionally driven. They sent low offer, block. I don't like their name, block. It's dumb. It is. It's really ridiculous. I know people, and people are going to message me after this video because they watched this live, but I'll say it anyway. I think that they're good people, but they are just so focused on the wrong things, like, whenever I sell this item, I get scammed. Well, then don't sell that item anymore. Just stop selling it. If it's going to make you that stressed, or if it's going to cause that big of a pain point for your business, then stop carrying that item. Look, we all are going to, if you sell enough items on this platform, there's no way around it. I don't care what kind of seller protection eBay is promising us. At the end of the day, we are going to get scammed in some way, shape, or form. And we just have to understand, as much as I hate to say this, and I've been saying this for years, it's the cost of doing business. And it's that loss, those losses, the cost of your supplies, the cost of all the things that you had to do to ship the item. These are things that are going to, at the end of the year, be deductible from what you owe at the end, not from what you owe tax-wise, but within your tax situation. I'm not a CPA.
Just
that's how it works.
Just the whole fact that they're blocking somebody based on their username. Who the cares?
Heavy Chevy guy says the same thing.
I mean, that's just
unless it's something really like wrong, and I don't see how eBay could even allow a username. There's got to be filters in place to say, like, you know, I'm not even going to give you any examples, but there's many ways.
We
many
can
things,
all use our imagination.
There's many things that you could use for a username that would be like, yeah, but I don't think eBay's allowing that to happen. Wendy's Wandering says, I've sold several to Puerto Rico without any issues with USPS.
We sell a lot of items to Puerto Rico.
Now,
why are we constantly freezing?
It's this cam. So it was told to me that the freezing issues was because of OBS Studio and there's some settings, but no, this is also happening in StreamYard. So again, I'm going to pony up. I'll just go and get another. I've been saying this, but I'm going to actually do it. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to call eBay, because on both accounts, I've had item not received cases that I've gone in and eBay has said, look, you have until this date. Item didn't show up, so eBay is forcing you to refund the buyer. Otherwise, they're going to step in and do it on your behalf, and that includes a defect on your account. So in both cases, on each account, I went in and did that. And we're talking like $70 worth of sales. And I went last night in to check on those. It's like, whatever happened to those? Did they ever arrive? And you go into returns and you go into closed disputes, and then you click on the listing, and it shows in both cases items were delivered. And not a peep from the buyer, of course. They're getting their free item. They got their money back. But eBay is, every time I've called eBay on these issues on an item not received that I've been forced to refund, they went in and made me whole. So I'm going to do that. It might be worth that call might be worth $70. Let me ask you guys so two things I want to say to you guys. Let me ask you, what is the price where you will actually make a phone call to eBay? And here's this camera. So is it $20? Is it $30? Is it $200 before you will say, okay, I need to call eBay and get this resolved? Because some people are like, it's not worth your time. The other question is, have you had to give a refund for an item not received? And have you checked on the status of that, as long as it's still active within 90 days and they can actually see it? I think more so for the shipping, 60 days, unless you shipped it by pirate ship, to prove that the item was delivered, then I would recommend following up on it. No one's going to protect your account or your money better than you. Logic D says, I've sold to Puerto Rico and international so many times, never had any issues.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, like, to be honest, it doesn't matter where the item is going. You're going to have issues every now and again. It's not the end of the world. It's, you deal with it, handle it. If you have to call eBay, call them, deal with it, and move on.
So I'm here it goes. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'm checking to see if I got a sale. Chastity says, I wouldn't consider Shopify having an everything store, but I have considered it for expanding my print-on-demand business.
Yeah, that would be really good idea.
Yeah, I think that is exactly the reason why I wouldn't personally do it, but that's not to say you shouldn't. Okay, I thought I had an order.
Oh my gosh, I thought you had an order.
It wanted me to. Here we go.
Feedback.
I just gave them their feedback. We did get a shipment, I guess. Bubble Boy shipped their stuff.
Yes, I got it.
Mark Suddick says, I made a sale to someone who just opened their account today. What is scary, they ordered 20 of the same item. I think I read that, but the total cost of shipping is $1,600.
What?
Shows paid. Not a fraud.
Whew.
I mean,
yeah.
Again, I
mean,
insure it, number one. I would just say that you're going to be covered under eBay seller protection if you do the right things. Ship it to the address they gave you. If the item shows as delivered, they can go on and say, I don't recognize the transaction. When they do a chargeback, they can go in and say, you know, they never received it or whatever. But unless they're saying it's item not as described, you're going to be covered under that. And even then, they have to make a case to their credit card company before they. There's a local place here. There's a viewer that watches that's local here. There's a local place where we get some of our merchandise, and they ran up their American Express card up to $100,000, and they charged back every bit of it under the guise of don't recognize the transaction. Yep, $100,000 worth. So,
wow.
Yep. So, look, you can't just make claims, wild claims like that. Now, I'm sure this place has cameras set up so they can go back and look. Okay, what time do they pick it up? Here's their vehicle. Do you drive a Ford Pinto hatchback convertible? Yes. Okay, well, that's you. And so, you know, there's no leg to stand on. So it's not like these buyers can go in and say, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. No, there's nowadays, it's not that easy. You have to be able to present a case to the credit card company.
That is crazy.
Jackie Bleckner says, sold my first thing on Bonanza, just started the account 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
You're up to speed with us.
You're doing great, Jackie.
Cassidy says, I closed Bonanza this weekend. So where are you going on vacation? Are you with all that money that you made?
Well, we never know what she sold.
Underscore says, my account is top rated, and Lag loves the Novocaine movie. I mean, it was entertaining, but it wasn't outstanding.
Yeah, we did a lot of laughing because it was just ridiculous.
David says, it was my best holiday weekend so far. Sold 14 items. I usually only get 14 sales in 2 to 3 weeks. There you go. He says that this is his best holiday weekend so far.
Okay.
That's awesome to hear.
That's good.
Turner H says, love the energy from your lives. So much better and positive than listening to someone complain about their media sales the entire time. Keep on keeping on. Well, Turner, I got to tell you, my media sales absolutely suck. You know why? Because I don't have media listed on my account.
I don't have any media.
I gave up on media a long time ago, to the point where I stopped by a yard sale. They had thousands upon thousands of LPs. I even got out of the car to look. And all I kept thinking was, what the hell will Jenna say if she comes home and she finds boxes and boxes and boxes of albums? She wouldn't be happy.
Would not be happy.
Callie says, my sales have been very good up until today's slowdown.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going to keep doing what I do.
Just keep going. Keep pushing.
I mean, look, the numbers are saying I'm up. I'm up over last year. So look, that tells me that even last year, when I thought I was doing great, had some ups and downs. So we're just going to keep going. Yeah. Brenda says, brought my iPhone and laptop with me, proving your theory. Well, thank you. There's people out there who absolutely think I'm a nutcase for thinking that location services on the app can somehow interact with the algorithm. It seems reasonable to me. Anybody who's installed an app, not every app, but an app, knows that it'll come back and say, make sure you have your location services enabled. And there's some apps I'm going, why do you need to know where I'm at? And eBay is another one of those, so I really do believe there's something to it. Yeah. Bear says, my morning start with coffee, smoked salmon, and cream cheese.
That sounds so good. Do you get the thinly sliced salmon? That sounds really good.
Paul wants us to watch Mobland. The first 3 episodes are great. Well, what happens after that? See, I don't want to watch a series where it's just the first 3 episodes are great and then the show goes to crap.
I heard Mobland is good.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens? Are you only on that episode 3?
I don't know.
Ping says, based on your recommendation, I may just watch it.
Yeah. I think we should watch it.
So Callie says, I had lots of holiday sales, not just talking Easter's, different holidays, Valentine's, Christmas, and Halloween. Yeah. But again, if we're all selling something different, we're going to have different experiences. Yeah. So hard to say.
Yeah. We don't do well on any holidays. I mean, any holiday is going to be slower for us because people just aren't buying shower shitters on an Easter Sunday unless they actually had an incident where it required one.
So Bear's only getting likes on Etsy, worse than Mercari. Well, we got to get more. I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of Mercari, though.
Don't get me started on Mercari.
Cassidy says, I tried liquidation shelf pulls a few years back, did well, made a good profit, still have some quantity listings up from it. My problem is I just don't have the space for all that inventory at once.
Yeah.
And at some point, you've got to decide, is this worth getting a storage unit? If you're dealing with $5 and $10 items, it may not be.
Yeah.
Casey New York says, going to Hobby Lobby is not partying. For some people, it is.
I mean, it's a good time. It really is a good time. I guess you could call it my way of partying. But, and we did. My sister got to use a dingle hopper on my niece. If you guys have ever watched the Little Mermaid, we were joking around. They have these large dingle hoppers that are supposed to go up on a wall.
It's a large
in
wooden
a kitchen. And come on, you're supposed to hang them on your. It's for to decorate your kitchen. Put up a fork, a spoon, a knife, or whatever. But it was very large, and we had just watched The Little Mermaid. So it was a funny joke for my sister to pick up a large dingle hopper and start brushing my niece's hair. So I caught it on video and he busted me.
Baskin says, no, in your 40s, partying is still having a great time. I'm 62 and at camp, we had us a time. Dance under the stars, tunes, friends, and spirits.
Oh, see, this guy doesn't camp.
Well, give me the right situation. I'll go camping. Let's have a reseller get together camp out.
Oh my God, that would be so fun.
That would be fun. That would be unique.
That would be so fun.
That would be fun. Larry Todd says, howdy, nice to see you.
Hello, Todd.
And Jovial says, what's the dealio with Bonanza charging fees over 50 items effective May 1st? Is it true? You know what? I think it's time to shut it down. I think it's time to shut it down. Bonanza, bye-bye. I'm putting note to self here.
Bye-bye.
To be honest with you, I like the random sale that I would get like last year. I'd get once a month.
What kind of fees is it?
If there's any fees involved with that place, I'm not interested because there's just no. If I was getting sales, that would be one thing. But if they're going to charge you if you have over 50 items listed, maybe I'll check on it and maybe do a video on that one as well.
Yeah.
Chai Charon says, John and Jenna, there's another YouTuber, Pegasus Lounge, that slams you pretty hard using one of your older videos, basically saying you don't know what you're doing. It is not very nice. Chai, it's the video that I know of. And let me just say this. It's really should be renamed Grifters Lounge. And it's just that this person's a grifter. And see, here's the thing you have to keep in mind when you're watching these channels. There's a lot of channels out there. You should consider mainly one thing. They're giving you reselling advice. Are they resellers? And if they are they sharing their store with you? Now, this particular person's putting in their description, come and join my whatever, I guess some kind of I don't want to call it a Discord group because we have one that's free. But it's one where they're trying to charge you so much a month to give you business insights. And he's approaching a lot of the channels like myself. He did one a few months back, taking what I've said out of context, where I was saying, the question I asked was, is it possible to sell low volume, low ASP, low demand items in high volume and make it work? And my answer was, sure it is, because I know one person that does make it work, James. He was just on with us on Friday. And then later on down the line, he takes another snippet from a few months later where I say it's, in my opinion, not a good business model to take $5 and $10 items because it's just too hard to build a store like James and that type of thing where you can make it sustainable. And he was trying to say, this Pegasus Lounge saying, see, he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You should not follow someone like that. Well, my recommendation to him is to share your eBay store. And if you want anyone to take you seriously, if you're talking about eBay, Mr. Lounge, show your store so we can see that you're not grifting. Because if you're showing your store that shows sales, then maybe we'll take a little bit of your business savvy and try to put it to work. And then maybe you can sell us a program or whatever the heck it is, some video course or whatever it is. Until then, you need to leave tech and sports alone. You need to leave. Who did he try to pick on recently? He tried to pick on the lady from Australia that sells the books. Back from Burnout.
Back from Burnout.
Okay, leave her alone. Stop beating people up. See, if you're coming from a negative place to try to show people how good you are and how brilliant you sound with your business savvy, it's a bad look. And you're going to get people that are going to buy it. But at the end of the day, I think shitting on other people to make yourself look better is a horrible look.
Yeah.
And I think the smarter resellers are going to see through it and understand it's only being done for views and it's only being done for money through these programs. So I really have
It's
a problem
just
with it.
Another reason why you have to be very careful with who you watch. There are people out there that are using your views to make a living rather than making beneficial content to work in your business and then charging you on top of that for a course.
Yeah, and I let it be known in the comments of that video he did about me that, yeah, you're getting very close to slanderous, my guy. And he does it again. It's going to be, we're going to check on some of that business savvy with his lawyer.
The world is so negative and sensitive already. We don't need additional people coming in to slam one person's business over another.
Reselling content shouldn't be in that negative of a light.
No, you're right. And that's exactly my point, is there's enough going on in the world to worry about where we don't really worry about these people because they are not relevant.
Andre Scott says, I hit it on both and hoping for double sales. Hit the like button to get your sale in the next 24 hours.
It's coming. It's coming.
Rita Rippey says sales have been...
No.
What?
Get off.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just going through the whole thing.
I know, but don't open
Okay,
yours.
Ryan says, since the end of March, I couldn't afford my rent anymore, so I had to move to a storage unit and sleep in my car.
Oh my God.
My sales haven't been enough to cover my expenses, so I may have to go back to a 9-to-5. I'm sad that you have to do that. One thing I would suggest, I don't know if it's possible in your area, maybe the gig work, maybe driving, doing like Uber Eats or DoorDash and all that could be something.
Depending on where you live, that could really be beneficial. I mean, sadly, in 22, was it 22 that we did it?
What? Yeah, it was in 22.
And in 2022, we were having our worst year in reselling, and we did have to do, we both were doing Uber Eats delivery. And so if it's something that's offered in your area, I highly suggest doing that. It's very flexible and you can make a decent amount of money.
Real quick, Reader Rippy, we love you. Just want to know that we just don't want to isolate people through just political talk and stuff. I'm really trying hard to avoid political talk. Basket Noodle says sales at eBay are based on horoscope and chanting poems, certain types of gerbils. Yes. And you do great poetry, so I just want you to know that. And your hair looks great.
Oh, thank you, B-Nude.
Pitco says, the stream has his mojo back now. Jenna's in the co-pilot seat.
I don't know. I don't know if you call messing up the whole stream mojo, but...
You got Jenna Aniston.
Oh, that's so funny, Spam, because when Jennifer Aniston and Friends when it first came out, that's how I had my hair, and I wanted to be her so bad.
So Chastity is saying it's true about Bonanza. Any listing over 50 will be charged a 3-cent listing fee up to $20 cap. That's why I shut Bonanza down. I've got most of my listing. Well, I can't say most. A good percentage of my store is over $50. So no, that's not good. And who do they think they are? Let me just say this. I can understand these companies charging fees if they're making sales. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of action from Bonanza. I think one sale in the last 9 months. Fix that part where they're bringing in traffic, and then maybe people will want to charge or to pay the 3 cents for every $50 item or whatever it is that they're going to do. Flipping from the trailer says, because they make the money on shipping. I think that's on whatnot. But I'm not interested in doing that to my viewers or anybody who, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to have a whatnot. Come and watch and support. Well, if someone's like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of cool. I could spend $2 plus a little bit of shipping for that. Yeah. And then they look down and it's $9.21. They're like, no, that ain't happening. Yeah. So
we're definitely not out to make any platform extra money on shipping, nor do we want to make extra money or any money on shipping.
Right.
Shipping should just be spent on shipping. We pass our discount on to our eBay buyers. We give discounts whenever it's possible. I don't feel that it's fair to overcharge for shipping when it doesn't cost that much to ship. Shipping is already expensive.
Yeah.
Why tap on, a couple more dollars?
Well, I mean, look, I have the choice of selling there or not. There's people like Storage Auction Pirate that are doing well. They're killing it. And I mean, they got enough people. I think only had like 20 or 25 people that were watching at any given time on mine. So it was going to be a challenge anyways.
And maybe it's just us. Maybe we just don't know how to work it properly. We're not as experienced as many others.
I checked the settings on there, and there's no setting for 1 to 5 pounds ground advantage, which is a problem.
Yeah, I tried it.
And then flipping from the trailer says you control shipping at district. Yeah. Keith says, John, that's probably an eye strain. It's been in front of computers and phones a lot. Either that or should have gone spec savers. No, I just... Maybe it's stress. It was,
well, I think that I think we're dealing with a blood pressure issue.
Yeah, maybe. But we'll never know until I can get into that doctor that we're paying for.
May 21st.
Yeah, I got to wait 6 months just to get that privilege. John Mazda says, got shut down this weekend, needs to hit the like to get the sales going again.
Got shut out.
I said that. What did I say?
Shut down.
That's the same thing. Baskin Noodle says, okay, well, you know what? Hit the like to get the sales going. But here's what I want you to do, John. You're running into a slow period. Seriously consider doing an end item sell similar for a good portion of your store. Who knows what's going on the back end of these listings, and it may seem like ridiculous. Okay, here we go, John. Again, put your foil hat on. But I do silly things that take 10 minutes like that when my sales get slow, and you know what? They work. Now, maybe it was I was going to get sales anyway, and maybe it was a waste of my time, but I'm proactive in finding a solution rather than waiting for eBay.
Yeah. And hopefully we are sending you all the vibes for those sales. So that like is going to get you one, I promise, within 24 hours.
Here's one. Baskin Noodle, I said sorry, just checking if all these fittings will work on my hose. I like to be proactive. Wendy says, I know your shorts problem, James and John, trying to have the waves at the beach rip your suit off. No, there ain't no beach involved.
John doesn't go. He does not enjoy the beach.
John and Jenna, you're my therapy. Awesome.
I'm glad we can be somebody's therapy because we need some of our own.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I enjoyed having James on. I'd like to have him on again because we started off a little rough, but we really got going, got a lot of Q&A going, and I really think there's a lot of things I learned about James that I didn't know. But having those kind of lives, it doesn't bring me out the way she does. I mean, so yeah, and I haven't seen Mr. Pete in a long time. Pete! So nice to see you, my friend. Is that our mailman?
It's somebody. I don't know.
I hope, because if it's our carrier, we're in good shape because he's cool and we've got a lot of stuff. If it's a backup carrier, it's a car. What? Okay, we're going to find out. But Pete, nice to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Gail says, hello, John and Jenna. I made it. Been too nice weather, so I've been trying to get yard work done. Yeah, weather has actually been great here. on Saturday, I took time to get a little, I do a yearly thing where I go and spray the house, the outside and the inside. What is that white? Okay, I was like, what is that white car outside? So it's looking like
Amazon. Jenna's back. Amazon deliveries.
it's looking like we're gonna have to run to the post office here in a few minutes. So, but for the trailer,
yeah.
it says we're all cheap. We're resellers. Yes. Reader, Mr. J. Ride is GoFunding.
No.
Okay.
Just don't read to him.
I'm just trying to go through, and I just think maybe they shouldn't have commented that other thing. Flipping for the trailer says I lowballed someone on the iPad, just got it, and they took it.
I lowballed someone
on the iPad. I just got and they took it. Well, take it.
Nice.
Well, get that money. Keith says, hey, John, before the tariffs make prices too crazy, buy a new PC and camera and mic and Stream Deck, and you might have just figured out how to qualify stuff. You get what you pay for. No, I'll get it fixed. I'll get it fixed.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Like when I'm looking at the whole system, there's just a lot going on, and we need to get it right.
Saying cross posting is the key to sales. When I'm not selling well on one platform, usually doing well on the others. Yeah. For some it works, for some it doesn't, but you never know until you try. And of course, our buddy from PPP, Josh Galt, nice to see you, my friend.
He's just putting the kids to bed.
Yeah. Vera says, I guess you're right. No risk, no sales. Yeah, you got to get yourself out there. Josh says eBay is up to something really bad if they're hiring arbitrators because they are so afraid of class action lawsuits. I got to tell you, there's some lawyers who will not touch an eBay class action with a 10-foot pole.
Josh has got some things.
I know he does, but we're running. Josh says, I just don't understand why they're going through all the trouble unless they're concerned about something. It's the 4th or 5th news release from their legal department in the past few months. Something smells fishy. Well, usually they update these things when something comes out of it. So maybe there was some litigation against them and they want to put get in front of it so they don't have to deal with it again. I don't think it has anything to do with the Ina Steiner case, but there has to be something.
What you guys are talking about, so.
Baskin Noodle says certainly they are concerned with something, perhaps the brewing intellectual property matters. Interesting. We got Major Wins with us.
Major Wins.
Well, your lateness only caused you to miss the screw ups at the beginning, but
shit show.
Coppercat says hello. Good to see you back, Jenna. I'm getting here late. I'm gonna play catch up later. Please do.
Please do, and forgive us for all the shit.
Yeah. Richard says I recently sent an item to a person named Knuckles McKirk. Pretty sure that this isn't the legal name, but it was delivered and the payment cleared. And
yes,
at that point, I don't care. As long as you're shipping it.
I don't care what name you have, your username, whatever. I don't care what your name is. It could be really whatever. And as long as your payment goes through and I get paid, that's all that matters.
So Time to Sell Collectibles says, always call eBay to identify issues. It is on principle, not item value. If it's a $5 something, I'm not messing with it. If it's, I think we have a $20 and then we had a $40-something problem with the item not received. I'm going to be following up on that. And I will be letting you guys know what happens.
Devon's here.
We saw
I didn't see Devon.
Mike says, hi, everyone traveling. So going to miss this one. We'll catch the replay.
Oh, safe travels, Mike.
And
we love you. I sent your package out.
And Brett, welcome back. Jenna, hope you had a great time enjoying Cali in the spring weather.
Yes.
Yeah,
we had hail that turned into snow. And then the next week we had almost 100 degrees. And then the following week it was cold and rainy.
Then we got Susan.
Weird.
Susan's with us. Nice
Susan,
to see you, Susan.
Hello.
Is that somebody at the door? No, Amazon. What's with all these Amazon deliveries?
I only had one.
We had a car pull up in front of our house. That's Amazon. And then the Amazon truck pulls up now.
I don't know.
And if this is honestly a bit torn with Bonanza, I sell a lot of my partial perfumes there. Very limited in where I can sell them.
Yeah.
But as long as you're not selling, I guess, over $50,
do
then
you
you're
sell
okay.
them on Poshmark as well? Because I know that I have seen those types of items on Posh.
Chastity says you could pay $25 a month to avoid the listing fees, but that's not worth it for me. I'm not making that much a month on Bonanza. Major Wins is going into ninja mode. Got to get another 15 listings up tonight.
Ninja.
Running out of juice. Powering through. Keep listening. Yes. Well, thank you for listening. Get that work done.
Coffee.
Bear says, do not forget the video about eBay user agreement video. Write it down because you'll forget. No, it's in my queue. I have it all on my phone, but I'll put it right here. User agreement.
Well,
Okay.
you were talking about making a video last night about that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to hurry now because there's Kexler, Carlexar findings. I see you.
Well, hello.
We're getting close to my cutoff of getting these things to the post office. ER says Pegasus is just trying to lead resellers to the light. He could do it with more kindness, but I don't think he means it in a mean way. The tech video was sweet justice, though. No matter how you feel about tech, the bottom line is he is a different type of reseller. Not tech, but this Pegasus is a different kind of reseller. He deals with like private branding and stuff like that. And while, you know, he has a few things that make sense, there's others that are just not. It's like, obviously you're not a reseller, at least an eBay reseller. And
there's no room for bashing other people or other people's businesses or the way they do business. There's no reason for it.
Chide says, John and Jenna, can you please bring out an old photo yearbook to show your hair does back in the day? That would be epic. I'm 48 and the 8th grade, I was sporting a spike mullet.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple yearbooks.
I don't even know where my yearbook's in that big.
John Gaynor says, hi, John and Jenna and John. Welcome back. Jenna, sales picking up in collectibles. Love the show. Learned so much over the last year from the questions asked and John's answers. Weekend show number 60 was just great. Awesome.
Aww.
That was the Profit
Thank you,
Playbook
John.
podcast. So guys, here's the thing. I don't like to cut it short, but when my mailman doesn't show up, I have to run these things to the post office by 5, and I have a lot
of
like
USPS.
It's like 5 minutes away, but I got to get running. Again, sorry about this seems to be a recurring theme, but sorry about the delay in getting this thing started, but hopefully we brought it home and had another good live, and Jenna's back, so things are somewhat normalized. Guys, bad days are going to happen. Bad weekends are going to happen. Sometimes you're going to just chalk it up to maybe the holiday weekend, but just keep focused, and sales are out there. I promise you. It's the way I'm going to look at it. Yeah. But getting in that mindset is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you here very soon.
Love you guys. Have a good week.
Take care.
Oh. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. But flipping ain't easy. By your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Fero takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast, Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. On Mondays and Fridays, join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast, Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.